It's two phones in one. Super off the cuff, I didn't even write a script for this video, but I just wanted to share some thoughts on an experimental vision for expanding phone use, trying to satisfy some of the excitement over folding designs, and of course, an LG strategy which has some issues with regional distribution. For as much as I love this company's hardware, I don't think we should ever be surprised by LG having a few issues with their regional distribution strategy. First of all, what is this case? This case is a standard wallet protector, screen protector case. It feels like there should be a display on the outside. There is not a display on the outside, but you open the phone up and you get two screens sort of stapled together. And the case can flip around to the back if you just want to use the phone in a standard one-handed mode, but then that's going to block the cameras. It's a bit like the ZTE Axon M, but these screens are slightly different sizes, and the snap-on screen is a lower resolution than the main phone display. LG was never going to position this as one app getting way more real estate, tablet style. This was always going to be having multiple things going on your phone at the same time. For example, I recently put out a top 5 tips and tricks on how to better edit video on a phone. And one of the things I like doing on the V50 is using the main screen as an editing timeline window, and then just pulling up my gallery app on the secondary display so I have a nicer interface just to look for the content that I'm gonna put in the video editing app. Having up to 3 apps on the screen at one time, or some kind of dual purpose solution, like, a full keyboard down at the bottom. That is actually pretty handy. You're not using any of your main display and you get that old school, kind of like HTC style slider keyboard effect, or similar to what we saw with the ROG phone, giving us a couple templates for game controllers. Again, it's a nicer control layout. You're not on-screen controls, though they're on-screen controls. It's just not interrupting the display that you're actually looking at for gameplay. So it's fun. It's a fun case accessory. I don't know that I would consider this to be a must-have accessory for V50 owners, but I think there would be a lot of people out there that would enjoy having something just a little unique. The bummer for those of us in North America, though, carrier branded V50s will not be able to use this case accessory. You won't even be able to import it. And as we can see on USA branded V50s, no pogo pins. Instead of making this a mainline part of a V50 review, that's why I'm doing this separate editorial. There's still a few things that we can learn, and I'd still like to share some of my experiences in using this, even though a good chunk of my audience won't even have access to this. Rocking a dual screen V50 for a week? What have I learned? At the same time, this has been a fun experiment to interact with. It has also reinforced my feelings that I kinda don't want folding phones. That little bit of philosophy. I want those briefer interactions, those more streamlined interactions with mobile gadgets, data, and services. That just becomes a part of the personal usage conversation. What type of mobile computing experience are you really looking for? If I'm trying to find more minimalist interactions, this is not minimal. This is maximal. If you're looking for a more aggressive multitasking solution, then this setup actually has a pretty strong argument going for it. And it's always going to be a trade-off, the ergonomics of consuming content, especially with the V50 speakers and that resonance chamber. Stuff like this can be really cool. It can be really handy. It's pretty well refined. It doesn't add as much bulk as you think it would. It does highlight a few ideas that I hope we can evolve on. The main idea, trying to encourage Android and helping it become a bit more flexible. That I really hope over the next couple years, our phones will start to disrupt other product categories. It's a super safe market for phone manufacturers to try and disrupt Android tablets. Android tablets don't sell that well. So especially these ideas of folding phones, we can turn a fragile, clumsy, square tablet into a fragile, clumsy phone. I don't find that to be particularly disruptive. It's safe to go after Android tablets. Using a dual screen accessory like this and thinking back to my time using an Axon M, I really don't want that folding idea built into my main daily driver companion communications gadget. It's also why I wish we could get away from glass on the backs of our phones. I really want this to be the most durable commodity companion device that I can get. The super straightforward brain where I access all of my data and services. Daily driver pocket computer communicator when I need it most. Snap on some additional screen real estate when I want more of a tablet-y experience. And then plug that phone into some other type of solution to disrupt other product categories. Instead of trying to chip away at other markets like the laptop market, we're just circling the same ideas of mobility in more fragile and more expensive price territory. I've rambled on about that in a number of other videos and on my podcast, but chances are pretty good that if you own a premium phone from 2017 on, it's powerful enough to go toe-to-toe with a lot of our thin, light, portable laptops, making our phones the brain, which can better interact with other screen sizes, displays, and offer up different user interfaces for the appropriate usage. I really hope over the next year we can walk away from this idea that to manage all of the different experiences from your apps and your data, that we need 4 or 5 different operating systems in our life. As for the V50 specifically, I hope we'll see some kind of unlocked model that maybe brings back the pogo pins so those of us in North America have an option if we'd like to play with a solution like this. It's fun, and it's a little different, and you don't have to commit to a much more expensive, more fragile solution to kind of play with a little extra screen real estate. Sometimes we just need to have a little fun. As always, folks, thanks so much for watching, for sharing these editorials, subscribing to my channel. More than just nerding out on one shiny new phone and how many Gs it might have, we should also be looking at the health of the overall ecosystem. Are we getting accessories? Are we finding new solutions and new experiences? And if you would like to help support the production of those conversations, there are links in the description below this video, or you could consider joining the list of names scrolling by on your screen. It's a fun, like-minded community of tech pals. They're a huge resource for me as I'm planning future editorials and reviews and topics. So I hope you'll check them out. They're good people. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet at SomeGadgetGuy on the Twitters and the Twitch and the Facebooks and the Instagrams. And I will catch you all on the next video.